Finding your way around our website. Part 1. The Basics. AllAboutHeaven.org is not like ordinary websites. It is a massive database, truly massive, containing cross-referenced mystical, metaphysical, spiritual, symbolic, healing, and evidence-based data. It is not religious because it promotes no religion or dogma. The heaven refers to our aim to make life more heavenly for people. Better health, less stress, reconnection, more love and less hate. If you go to our homepage, www.allaboutheaven.org, you are presented with this screen. This contains information about 2 books that summarize some of the evidence from our research, and a list of the objectives of the site as a whole. There is a search box found on every page that can be used to search the site, and some general background information about the site as a whole. But if you go to the top of the page, you will find a header with 6 clickable buttons. Observations. We started with no hypothesis. Instead, we set a boundary for our study, the scope, and collected observations. So click the Observations button and you should get this page. An observation is evidence. We called it observation because every observation must have a named observer, and we record this every time. Who or what provided this? Was it from a book? If so, who by? Was it a person? If so, who? We have been very careful about our selection of observers, so this is important information. Using keywords, you can search just the observations, and you can see just how many observations we have collected by pressing Overview A to Z. But only do this if you have a fast internet connection and a powerful computer, as there are literally hundreds of thousands of observations. But you can also narrow down the search by homing in on the type of spiritual experience you are interested in. So, press Types, and it will take you to a page listing all the types of experience we found. This is our classification, but we have defined every type. So let us imagine that you would like to know all about out-of-body experiences. If you know what that means already, you click on the name in the list at the left. If you don't, you go down the text and the definition, and another link can be found there. So click on the link. The results may take time to load because there are thousands and thousands of examples. The top of the screen should look like this, and instead of the very brief definition, you can read a full explanation. Now scroll down to the bottom, and listed in alphabetic order are all the out-of-body observations. If we now click on one of these to look at it, in more detail, so I will pick Pam Williams from Swansea, you are taken to the observations page itself. The detail, the evidence from which all the rest of the site was constructed. And what do we find? Well, Pam had a near-death experience in which she also experienced being out of body and experienced bliss and peace. So he could have found this observation by using these other types as well. There is no background information that sets the scene or provides context in this case. We go straight into the description given by Pam herself, but also recorded in Dr. Penny Sartori's book. The near-death experience was provoked by both childbirth and hemorrhaging, loss of blood. The description of the experience. The description is taken word for word from the source. It is only edited when sentences are included that are nothing to do with the observation. Where this occurs, we use a series of dots to indicate text removed. Where the text is unclear as to whom or what is being referenced, a clearer name is placed in enclosed brackets. For example, today was one of the most amazing times of my life. Pause. I saw the man from the moon descend in a blue arc together with the lady in the lamp. The source of the experience is the person or type of person who had the experience, and this entry can be clicked on every observation to find out more on the source, whether this was their only experience, predisposition to such experiences, and so on. We have only used sources that have nothing to gain by telling their story, whether money or kudos. There are some most unexpected names in the sources. Enid Blyton, for example, had an incredible experience at the dentist, but many keep quiet about them in case they are ridiculed. Symbols, concepts and science. We found as we continued our research that many observations are symbolic. Dreams, visions, the flashes of inspiration that produced a poem or painting, song or story. This list provides you with a link to the meaning of the symbols. So, for example, if you see a wall or a child or a castle, it tells you what a castle means in mystic, universal symbolism. Our spirit helpers use a common language of symbols, so in general you will find the symbols always have the same meaning. This section may also provide you with a link to other concepts, such as a scientific concept or spiritual concept, where I think it may help you understand the meaning of what the person has experienced. Activities. Next we have the activities that caused the experience, in other words, what was happening at the time. For example, childbirth. It is possible that the person was doing several things that combined together to produce the experience. So, for example, suffering from hypothermia, climbing high mountains, and frenetic activity. Each activity is listed. You can find out more details about these activities by following the link, which will take you to the detailed description of the activity. A common step is simply a type of activity that can be found in the description of more than one main activity. To provide an analogy, suppose beating eggs was something you did in making cakes and making Yorkshire pudding or making an omelette, then it may be referenced in the common steps section to avoid the repetition and duplication. References and further reading. Any books, websites or other sources that are recommended for further study. We have found in practice that this is not needed as much as we thought it would be. More videos in this series. In this video we have described the basics of navigation. by introducing the idea of an observation, also being able to introduce sources and activities. Furthermore, if you press the Definitions button, you are taken to the page where concepts, symbols, science items and common steps can be found. But we will explain all these in separate videos, how to use them and how they were derived.